You see this guy here? This guy, he collects a lot of stuff. It's all movie related. The physical discs, the books, the collectibles. He clutters his shelves to the point that they overrun with far more than he'll ever need. I'm here to say to him, you suck at collecting. Like everyone else, he's a slave to the collecting instinct. If he sees something clever like a pop-up 4K Blu-ray cover, he has to have it. Or something like the limited edition big box Dawn of the Dead release, or the Mexico trilogy box set to complete a collection of other things that he does not need. Even down to the vinyl figures that are resting around and scattered all over the shelving units. He would flick through all those websites offering more and more things, wondering, what kind of collection defines me as a person? He had it all, even the older editions of movies that he'll never use again, proof that he's the ultimate movie fan. You fill your shelves with things you might not ever use. You get your items through, take your pictures for your Facebook, TikTok, Instagram to impress others in an empty effort to try and make your mark. You tell yourself, this is the best collection I could have. Then for a few days, you're satisfied. Then the new steelbook. Then the limited editions. The new superior formats. Then you're trapped. Your collection and the things you own. Now, they own you. Oh, and this guy? It's me. Yep, I've been trapped in that cycle. Keep adding more and more and more. And for what? Has it all been in an effort to feel part of something? Maybe a collecting community, maybe just movie fandom. I'm slowly starting to realise how far I've actually gone with my collecting. And I'm also realising because of the volume of stuff I collect, it kind of loses all relevance. There's just that much of this stuff that some of these things, in a way, they just disappear. It becomes wallpaper. You know, that thing you see every day. The thing that's always there, it kind of loses any sort of impact. And for some reason, you just don't really notice or think about it anymore. It's to the point that I've actually forgotten some of the things that I have on my shelves. And when I come around here to my superhero selection, which is hidden right down the back down here, 1 second, bloodshot. Oh, anyway, it was only the other day that I rediscovered that I had the Punisher movies. Honestly, I've got no recollection of buying these. It sucks that the buying and collecting of these things, it's that much of a habit and a day-to-day thing that these were just placed on a shelf and forgotten about, and they remain unwatched. Is it all just habit? Or has there been other reasons for picking these things up? Very recently there was a sale on Eureka Video, and they had a title that I liked the sound of, so I ordered it. It's this one. Running Out of Time. You can see it's still sealed up. But this is not what I got through from Eureka Video. This is what I got through from Eureka Video. Yeah, it was a movie I already owned. I just wasted money buying something that I already owned because this one here, it just disappeared into the collection. It just became wallpaper. How many titles do you think are in your collection that are just wallpaper? You know, the things that you don't really need or want, and those things that just make up your collection. The filler, the things that don't really matter. Over time, I've kind of allowed my collection to take over my space. And the thing is, they just started sort of overflowing from my shelves. There just wasn't the space to store it all. Why did I do this? Why do you do this? And then why is the answer never to limit down what's coming in? It's always more. If it's overflowing the shelves, you need more shelves so that you can have more stuff, right? This is my space. It's a place where I sit to enjoy some time to myself, either watching movies or blasting on PlayStation, and I allowed my space to become so cluttered with all of this stuff. How can I enjoy my quiet time? I'm surrounded by the accumulation of a habit that's way out of control. And that's because I suck at collecting. Then what about the prestige though? The prestige of having that collection that contain those boutique limited edition titles, the steelbooks, the limited editions. Really? It's bull. It's the labels that these things have, the steelbook, the limited, the box set, the collector's edition, that are pushing our buttons to buy. And I suck at collecting because those buttons, they always push on my fear of missing out. I'm sucking into it every single time. I have to have them, because with these releases, I just struggle to hold back to the titles that I truly want or care about. A testament to that, Dawn of the Dead box set, I'm not that fussed about it. It's still sealed up. This needs to leave the collection. It's not a movie for me. Sure, it's a classic, but it's not a classic for me, so that sort of purchase, not necessary. And it's not just the collection of the movies either. It's the memorabilia too. Those little vinyl figures that clutter up the place. Some of them have or had a purpose, and then the sheer volume of them, it starts to overtake again. Any nice little pieces that you have, they suddenly vanish among the many. And with these again, would having a smaller collection of them make me appreciate the things that I have just that little bit more? I suck at collecting because I just let myself get carried away. Perhaps I feel the need that I have to have these things to allow myself to be part of the discussion or part of the group. Is it sometimes that I felt the need that I had to have them to impress others in a way? And I think at the time, I perhaps did. I'm clearly chasing something, but I don't think that it's always for the ultimate collection, whatever that may be. I want to collect well. I don't want to suck at collecting these things. And I need to make a lot of changes to my collection so that I don't suck. I can no longer allow myself to be influenced by the popular or even what others think. I'm my own person with my own tastes. Let my collection represent that and not just my ability to be able to afford and collect and keep hold of absolutely everything. And how should you collect? Well, that all depends on what you see as being a collection for your tastes. Is it the volume of titles? Is it having the latest editions? Or is it just to have a small collection of the movies that you love? We're all different. We all have our own ways and our own needs of what we want from our collections. So, my best advice, you do you. And before I leave you to scroll on to the next video, just a reminder, if you haven't already, you've probably seen these knocking about, but a nice little subscribe would go a long, long way, and it means the absolute world to me. So until next time, hope you subscribe. See you all soon.